They're all getting up there. That's all we care about at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Right.
Back to the front. Here we go.
Veda Pratama, 51 and 54 side by side down the back straight ahead of the 34. You know, too many excursions onto the green, and he's going to have a long lap penalty. But he's obviously trying to get away. Brian Iriarte has the advantage. He's the cup winner. He's the man to beat. And Mitali through the super fast flat out right-hander. And he's not getting away from Marco Morelli. And it's Marco Morelli who's trying to do just that. Just 3.5. And Brian not allowing Marco Morelli or David Gonzalez to get...
Morelli definitely catching him sector by sector, isn't he? And as long as Pratama, Mitani and Dinesh...
Flaps
Morelli
remaining.
Looking up the inside, guarding his line, looking for a potential overtake, thinking better...
Get away, he wants to get back on the tail there.
As well as Gonzalez, keep it fairly tidy as well. They'll be back on it, and that is not your usual overtaking of it. Other riders are off the track. You see the scrapes on the asphalt there as that sort of happened.
Superb. Just the 5 of them now. They really have split away from Karpushin.
Place for David Gonzalez. Very nicely done indeed. Well done, that man.
He'll go anywhere.
Daniel Tassini, Karpushin as well. Monignane, Plonk.
And the rest?
Yeah, 1.6 the second the gap was last time around. But
won't he, Davies? He's a man on form superbly and very much, you know, hoping to pick up a Moto3 ride for next. Just 3 laps remaining then. Now with 5 guys, you still can't really have a lot.
Pushing, you know, very, very strong rider. Set personal best lap time last time around. Was half a second quicker.
It's superb.
Marco Morelli was a second quicker than everybody else on track that time around, near enough. A 1:45
lap plan. I've talked about this with Brian Iriarte several times through the year, and he says, you know, you can think about
than the leaders. So will he be able to respond with 6 laps to go? Well, Morelli 5.3. Goodness gracious.
Man, that's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely superb. About what you might do on the last lap, but really you've just got to deal with whatever happens. And he says, I just do what
he has.
Well, that's right. I mean, as you say, it's doable, isn't it? That gap is not huge.
Morelli's absolutely in the groove. This is like what we saw from one of his 2 wins back last year.
I can at the time, and of course, you know, that's exactly what happened yesterday. He didn't know coming down the back. Morelli, the fastest lap of the race so far.
No, it was actually Morelli who set the fastest lap. That graphic on your screen is wrong.
Straight that David Gonzalez was going to outbrake himself, but he was positioned there just to...
Well then, they've really pulled the pin, haven't they? Yeah, they have really pulled the pin.
Okay, right. So, Brian Iriarte has the advantage. He's now got take advantage. And as he said, you know, I was braking super late, and when David went even deeper...
Big style as they cross the line. Can't push in a full 2.5.
Marco Morelli locked onto the rear Pirelli of that KTM.
Tinez has gone.
He thought, well, something's going to happen. He hung back and just nipped inside him to take the win. That was absolutely...
Seconds adrift, actually. That went up big time in the final sector alone. So down, unfortunately, at turn 2. That's a shame. I think the same happened yesterday, didn't it? Tinez under...
Superb stuff.
Brian, the last of the late breakers here as well in towards turn 8. He guards it. This is a real chasing group. I don't think they're going to be able to catch back on. They've got to do something very special. Morelli Tinez went wide yesterday, so he finished 14th, a couple of points, but fastest lap of the race earlier in the line, superbly commanding out front. You can go off track there. That's blue, it's not green. He's doing what he did back in Assen last year. He's just basically saying, I'm absolutely having it. If you quick travel this time around, unfortunately for the Venezuelan.
And he's rejoined the race, so maybe he'll pick up.
And that's all fine. It's all starting to get a bit tasty now. Gonzalez pushed back a little bit. Mitani enough come with. If not, I'll see you at Part Ferme, chaps.
That's right. Now, Benyat Fernandez, as I say, he for a place again. Here is the 54 of Veda Pratama.
Give a bit of pressure at... Oh, Veda!
Yeah, as I say, I think that he's carrying a wrenched arm into this. Also carrying a sort of a small injury is Zen fell off yesterday, but now is wanting to deal with still Zen Mitani not fighting his way, not sticking his elbows out at the moment. Oh, the inside goes Brian Ariarte to take second place from the number 13 of Hakim Danish. He's a couple of places ahead of him at the moment, and that would give him second place in the cup. There's 3 laps to go, 2.5 laps to go. I think as he's going to do the same as yesterday, we're going to see his best. David Gonzalez, superb stuff.
Going to rename him Larry Lunge after that one, because that was brilliant.
And it's Brian Ariarte, our cup champion, leading with Marco Morelli right on his tail on the last couple of laps. So it's still Brian Ariarte that leads over Marco Morelli. But it was the David Gonzalez move, really, wasn't it, on the brakes? But yeah, anyway, he replayed that superb.
Still all to play for, as we know, in Rookies Cup in this final.
David Gonzalez, disappointed not to win yesterday, so determined to do it today. So now Zen Mitani is at the back of that group. He came into the weekend carrying a wrenched shoulder.
Race of the year, Mitani and Pratama, absolutely brilliant, as close as... Tell you what, Brian is, certainly was yesterday, the most cunning of all of them, wasn't he? I mean, that's what it's about.
And said that in the first race, he just hung in the group, you know, because he wanted to say...
Like, they are not shy one bit, are those boys?
No, that's right. I mean, Zen is really good.
When you're just preparing for anything to happen, you know,
that's right. But
he's got to take advantage. You're like a fox, isn't he?
Leave the shoulder as much as possible. Then over the last couple of laps, he said, I just closed my mind to the pain, wedging himself a gap, isn't he? He just will sort of put his elbows in and squeeze. Yeah, I mean, he was a battle of 4 men, and he was 4th at one point around that last lap yesterday. I mean, closed my mind, looked ahead and went for it, and he said, I'm going to do the same thing in race 2. So that he's through.
What a character, what a character, absolutely love it. Gonzalez moves to the inside, up. Yeah, really, really impressive. Well, it's all about to go off well and truly. Ramadipa in the background.
Is why, as much as anything, Zen is sitting there in 5th place rather than battling Hammer and...
The inside of Morelli there, the 95, looks for a little bit of space to get first as well, but gets the door slammed. Taking charge of the chasing pack. 4.5 seconds of gap now. Benyat Fernandez just
tongs at every corner with the guys ahead of him.
Well, there we go. Smart lad, smart lad. As we look back down the order, then it's car shut by Ariarte. Oh, just sensational. And there we go. Gonzalez was the fast behind him. Pugliese Famara into the top 10. Car pushing 10th. Thompson 11th. Plop pushing and Benyat Fernandez. Ramadipa, Plump. Pugliese's fallen off the leading group. Oh, Morelli's rider of the race last time around.
Superb stuff. And in something to...
Oh, delicious down. Daniel Monignane are in that group as well.
And I think Veda has got to do something different going down the... We almost lost Morelli.
Oh, that was a big moment, wasn't it? And he's still keeping it pinned. Ariarte. That's not how you want to sign off from rookies.
No, Marco Morelli has the lead now. Marco Morelli.